you experience PTSD as a result of having a traumatic life event, experiencing or living a traumatic life event, and that could be personally, directly, or it could even be something that you witnessed. And there's a few symptoms. You can either have one or a couple of these symptoms, or you can have a cluster of these symptoms. And the symptoms that I was experiencing was that I kept reliving the trauma. So I was having flashbacks of being on the operating table, of hearing the monitor, of the doctor putting me to sleep. So I was having those flashbacks, and I was having those intrusive memories and those images that were bringing up this intense emotional charge inside of me. Then I was experiencing a lot of irritability. I was experiencing trouble concentrating, constantly feeling on the edge. And my PTSD state was anger. I was experiencing a lot of anger. Another symptom that I was experiencing was that avoidance, trying not to think about or feel that trauma. So I wasn't giving myself the space to actually feel what it was that I was feeling, allow the space for that trauma. So I was pushing it away because it was just bringing up too much of an intense emotional charge inside of me. I was distancing myself from certain people, doing certain activities, and that just made me feel really isolated. And so there was the emotional numbing where I lost interest in the things that I loved, or the things that were important to me. I felt really, really detached. I felt like I was there, but I wasn't really there. I was around my family, but I wasn't really there. I was like somewhere else. You kind of lose this sense of having this long-term future, because you just feel stuck in a certain time, space, reality. And that was affecting my relationships. I distanced myself from a lot of people because I suppose there was a part of me that didn't want to feel those emotions. And then I was stuck in this cycle of guilt and shame because I was having these outbursts. And like I said, my PTSD state was anger. So there was this anger building up over the days and the weeks. So it would build up, and then I would have an angry outburst, and it was usually always around my kids. So I would shout at them, I would scream at them, and I'd literally just walk out on them. I'd get in the car and I'd just drive off, and I'd leave the baby as well. I literally would just hand the baby to the 12-year-old, and I would go and sit on a park bench, or would go to the park or into a cafe, and I would just sit there and I would just cry because I felt so guilty and ashamed of the way that I behaved. And I would tell myself off that I need to behave better the next time, and go home and with this renewed intention that I wasn't going to have this angry outburst the next time, and I would go back and do the same thing again. So it was like a cycle of an angry outburst, then I would fall into this state of guilt and this shame, and then I'd go back and I'd be angry again. The anger would build up, and it literally was this cycle for so many weeks and so many months, and that affected my self-image. I started losing confidence in myself. I stopped believing that I was capable of taking care of my family. I became very, very self-critical, and I started to view myself in a very different way. Like I said, it was like you felt like you literally were going crazy, and that was a nice place to be in.